Saint Vincent de Paul. Vincent de Paul was a French Catholic priest who dedicated himself to serving the poor. In the year 1612, Vincent was appointed a chaplain to the galleys. After working for some time in Paris among imprisoned galley slaves, he returned to be the superior of what is now known as the Congregation of the Mission or the Vincentians. These priests, with vows of poverty, chastity, obedience, and stability, were to devote themselves entirely to the people in smaller towns and villages. Vincent was zealous in conducting retreats for clergy at a time when there was great laxity, abuse, and ignorance among them. He was a pioneer in clerical training and was instrumental in establishing seminaries and founder of the Congregation of the Mission and Daughters of Charity of Saint Vincent de Paul. Saint Vincent de Paul has a charity named after him by Blessed Frederick Ozanam. He was renowned for his compassion, humility, and generosity. Vincent de Paul was born in the year 1581 in the village of Poix in the Kingdom of France to peasant farmers. At 15, his father sent him to seminary, managing to pay for it by selling the family's oxen. He was ordained on 23rd September 1600 at the age of 19. This was against the regulations established by the Council of Trent, which required a minimum of 24 years of age for ordination. So he continued his studies. On 12th October 1604, he received his Bachelor of Theology, and later he received a licentiate in canon law from the University of Paris. In the year 1612, he was sent as parish priest to the church in Clichy. In less than a year, he was sent to Paris to serve as a chaplain and tutor to the Gondi family. Although Vincent had initially begun his priesthood with the intention of securing a life of leisure for himself, he underwent a change of heart after hearing the confession of a dying peasant. In the year 1617, Vincent contacted the Daughters of Charity, and they then introduced him to poor families. Vincent then brought them food and comfort. He organized these wealthy women of Paris to collect funds for missionary projects, founded hospitals, and gather relief funds for the victims of war, and to ransom 1,200 galley slaves from North Africa. In the year 1622, Vincent was appointed a chaplain to the galleys. After working for some time in Paris among imprisoned galley slaves, he returned to be the superior of what is now known as the Congregation of the Mission or the Vincentians. These priests, with vows of poverty, chastity, obedience, and stability, were to devote themselves entirely to the people in smaller towns and villages. Vincent was zealous in conducting retreats for clergy at a time when there was great laxity, abuse, and ignorance among them. He was a pioneer in clerical training and was instrumental in establishing seminaries. He spent 28 years serving as the spiritual director of the convent of St. Mary of Angels. Vincent was by nature a rather quick-tempered person, but he learned to become more sensitive to the needs of others. Vincent died in Paris on 27th September 1660. Vincent is the patron of all works of charity. A number of organizations specifically inspired by his work and teaching and which claim Vincent as their founder or patron saint are grouped in a loose federation known as the Vincentian family. Among these organizations is the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, a charitable organization dedicated to the service of the poor, established in the year 1833. The society is today present in 153 countries. He was canonized by Pope Clement XII on 16th June 1737. Vincent's body was exhumed in the year 1712, 53 years after his death. The written account of an eyewitness states that the eyes and nose alone showed some decay. However, when it was exhumed again during the canonization in the year 1737, it was found to have decomposed due to an underground flood. His heart is still incorrupt and is displayed in a reliquary in the chapel of the Mother House of the Daughters of Charity in Paris. He is the patron of hospitals, leprosy, lost articles, prisoners, spiritual help. Saint Vincent de Paul, pray for us. Live Jesus.